If you're with somebody and they just whack, then leave. But if they're like really really good and they like make you happy, but they're just not, they just don't have abs or something, and like that's kind of the perfect analogy for Wildstar. It's like really in good shape, and it makes you happy, and it cuddles with you at night, but it doesn't have abs. I'm talking six pack. It doesn't have the six pack, but it but you just accept it. And I think I've run with that topic long enough that I stepped on a mine. But I think I've run with that topic enough, and I'm gonna move on. I finished the first quest. The thing, okay, so another cool thing about the daily areas is within each daily zone. I think there's four or five of them. I don't know, but within each daily zone there are different hubs, and each hub has a certain number of quests to do. So you just kind of run through them in whatever sort of order you feel is most efficient, and this is the order that I personally feel is most efficient. Maybe it's just the most comfortable order. Maybe that's what it is. But in any case, this is the order I'm doing them in. So right now I'm going into this facility because there's a bunch of quests inside here. You pick them up from that little guy at the tent, and then you run in here. And then you got to do a bunch of stuff. You got to kill a bunch of things and do some stuff to some bodies. It really doesn't matter. It's just they're dailies. Nobody cares about dailies unless you're trying to cap your elder points. Boom. That's a callback, I think. Yeah, I think I ran with that long enough. This one thing to keep in mind about daily zones is that they are contested areas. So if you're on a PvP server, you can fight with the enemy faction, right? You can actually gank people. I've been ganked before, and I've ganked. Believe me, I've ganked. I mean, not like a lot, but I've ganked. People have gotten ganked by me before. That's what I'm saying. And it's fun. Like, the thing about PvP servers is, even if you don't, like, even if you want peace and quiet, which is like part of the reason a lot of people, I think, don't go to PvP servers. Like, I just want, look, when I'm questing, I just want to quest. I don't want to be bothered by, people, and I don't want to have to worry about getting ganked. You don't most of the time. Most of the time, you're not going to be bothered by anybody. Uh, and it also depends on the area you're in and the time of day you're playing. But a lot of times, you're not going to see nobody, ain't nobody going to fuck with you. You just chill. You just happen to be on a server that's more oriented towards PvP. So what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. But if you want the option to just let out some aggression and give somebody the goods, then that's why you pick a PvP server. I like it. If given the option, I would always pick a PvP server. And Wildstar PvP is good. It's really good. It's not perfect, but it's really good. I'm not gonna keep doing that. I'm not gonna keep up doing that same bit. Of course, the problem is that I don't have anything else to talk about besides that, because believe it or not, and I think it's fairly easy to, is this still, yeah, it's fairly easy to believe this, but my life is not that exciting. It's not that exciting, right? Like, on a day-to-day basis, what I do is Wildstar, or Final Fantasy, or some other video game, or watch other YouTubers and content. I watch other YouTube content creators and other stuff that doesn't need mentioning. My life is not that exciting, and that, like, in some, and that does kind of suck. It does kind of suck. I'm not gonna lie to you. It does suck, and it's my fault. It's my fault. That's the thing, right? If your life is boring, it's probably your fault. And that probably sounds ridiculous and maybe a little bit mean, but it's true. Like, maybe it's true. Like, I'm getting into a gray area right now, and it definitely could be stepping on some toes. I'm stepping on my own toes by saying this, uh, and I should probably stop. but I don't like backpedaling. I like to commit, you know, and I'm gonna commit to it. I'm going no holds barred, right? If you're in a shitty situation, if you're bored, it's your fucking fault. It's your fucking fault if you're bored. I said it. And truth be told, I don't think. Truth be told, what the fuck is that? What is that? Really, bored. There's this idea, right, that you can only be bored if you're a boring person. Like if you're not a boring person, then you can find ways to be excited about everything. And to a degree, to a certain degree, that is true. Right, because you have to really define what boredom is. So let's do that. Let's define what boredom is as we run through our dailies in the Northern Waste. What is boredom? Right, it's. I mean, I could pull up dictionary.com and really tell you what boredom is, but it's like this. I should pull up dictionary.com. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna go that far off the script. There's no script, but it's like off the script if I do that. But what is boredom really? Right? It's when you get this feeling of uninterest, like you don't want to be there, and it's just ugly, right? Boredom is an ugly feeling. It's an ugly word. You ever been out with your girl or your boy or whatever, and then they say I'm bored? That gets me so upset. What do you mean you're bored? We chilling right now. What you mean you bored? You said you wanted to hang, and we went out, and now we just, drinking coffee or whatever. We chilling, we at the bar or whatever. I'm bored. What is it? What you mean? You chilling with me? What do you mean you're bored? Am I not entertaining? Am I doing something that's not appealing to you? Am I being uninteresting to you? That's offensive. If you are hanging out with somebody and you say, I'm bored, you're basically saying the person you're hanging out with is a piece of shit. It's the equivalent. It's the equivalent, and people have said that with me before, and maybe I am a piece of shit. It's very possible, but I don't think so. Not today, anyway. But just keep that in mind. If you're ever just hanging out with somebody, just don't say I'm bored. It's the worst possible thing you could say to another person. Well, that's not the word. I mean, like, if you're in America, the C word is probably the worst thing you can say to another person. If you're in Europe, they say that all the time. I won't say it, just because I don't want anybody to turn off the video because of something I said. Because because whatever. It's it's. I have to bleep it now. God. Fuck. It's like I'll say every. Wait, this is an elite. Okay, let's see if I can kill it. I don't know if I can kill it. No, I think I got this. Screw this thing. Do you think I give a damn about you, moody man? That's the thing about Uncut Wildstar. It's supposed to be uncut. I'm not supposed to edit anything or censor anything, but I said and I feel like a lot of people don't like that word in the United States. I feel like it's really one of the few taboos we have left. I mean, it's definitely not the F word, which is fuck. It's not the S word, which is shit. You can say that on cable television now, thanks to South Park. I don't think they're the. I think so. I want to say that South Park was the first cable television show to use the word shit and not get censored, because they had that whole episode where they were just saying shit they said it like 100 something times, and like the world exploded or whatever. I haven't seen it in a long time. I love South Park, and it walked out of my range. But yeah, there aren't that many taboo words left in the world. Period. Um, in North America, but the C word, and I'm not gonna say anymore because I don't want to bleep and I don't want to do that much work when I'm editing this. The C word is very taboo, uh, and don't call a chick one of those things, boy. Let me tell you, I've never done it before. I've actually never done it before. I want to do it at some point, just to see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever, just to see how how much she freaks out. And like, I'm not saying do it for no reason. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, don't just go around cursing people out for no reason. That's ridiculous. But if you're having a heated argument with with somebody, specifically a woman and or a female, drop it. Drop the C bomb and just to see what happens. And just for the record, I understand I'm treading on some very, very, very dangerous waters right now, and a lot of the stuff I'm saying right now is potentially ridiculous, and I get that. Maybe it's even wrong. Maybe it's wrong, but it is what it is. At this point, like, there's no turning back at this point. There's no turning back. It's because once you've committed to this much time, once you've committed to 24 minutes of talking about this stuff, like, you can't backpedal. You can't. There's no re-recordings. There is no nothing. I'm surprised it's taking me this long to do them. I guess I'm being really lax about it, because normally I do these in like 10 minutes or something. But whatever, we're doing it. We're doing it. I don't know. I guess here's a question. I'll pose a question. If you make it to this point in the video, right? If you get this far in this episode of Uncut Wildstar, Northern Waste, the dailies, whatever, I don't know what it's gonna be called yet. But if you make it this far, did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy the stuff that I was rambling about? Did you enjoy? Is there something you would like me to ramble about? I'm a pretty smart guy. I can talk about a lot of different things. Is there something you want me to talk about? Is there a topic that is interesting to you? Because that's kind of all I can do when because you don't want to hear me just blather about exactly what I'm doing with these dailies the whole time. So, okay, now we're gonna kill this thing, now we're gonna kill this thing, now we're gonna kill this, because they're pretty straightforward. I don't think you need a tutorial for this, right? Because you're smart. You're smart. I think you're smart. I don't know you, but I think you're smart. And I don't think you need me to hold your hand through a bunch of dailies. I mean, I'm not saying like you might need me to show you where they are. Because if you don't know that the dailies exist, then you're not going to do them, right? But you don't need me to tell you how to do the quests, because they're fucking easy. So what do you want me to talk about? Because, that's the thing about YouTube content creation. The viewer, you as the viewer, the consumer of the content, you have a pretty significant impact on the type of content that gets created, right? Especially with a newer YouTube channel, like iBluairJgR came for comedy. That's advertising. But, with a newer YouTube channel, you as the viewer have a lot of power over what sort of content we make here, right? If you say that you like a certain thing, or that you want us to talk about a specific thing, then we kind of will do that, right? Just off of principle. Right? Because that's what it's supposed to be about, right? With content creation in YouTube. That's the beauty of YouTube content creation, is that you get this sort of direct link between the person that you're watching, and you get to have a significant impact on the content you see. Right? I mean, hell, even just something as simple as liking this particular video would go a long way towards letting us here at iBluairJgr know what sort of content you like to see. Yeah, I'm sort of baiting you to hit that like button, but I'm gonna stop and I'm just going to point out something cool about this particular area in the Northern Waste. I'm in a cave right now, and it's really cold in this cave, right? And as you can see, there's a body temperature meter. It looks a little different if you have the default HUD. I'm using a customized HUD called Corona Plates. It's very fantastic. I love the way it looks. It's very clean, very sleek. But your body temperature will drop, and if it gets too low, you'll start taking damage, and you'll actually run slower if you get too cold. So that's a cool feature. What happened? Oh, a little bit of lag. But you see these little fires around. If you stand next to the fire, your body temperature goes back up. It's just it's a cool little thing. It's a cool feature. You know, like if your gear isn't over the top like mine is, then you end up getting a little bit colder because it takes a little bit longer to kill stuff. So, it's just little stuff like that that makes Wildstar really cool. Just little tiny features. Wildstar, I think, has some of the most unique features in any MMO ever created. Maybe I'm going over the top with that, but it's definitely got some stuff in it that just feels really good. It's always going to come back around to Wildstar. But Wildstar has a lot of features in it that make the gameplay always enjoyable. Even when you're doing simple stuff like daily quests, they feel engaging. They feel alive. It feels like you're doing something. Like if I bite off more than I can chew, if I pull like a really massive pack of dudes, then I gotta dodge stuff. I can't just stand there and take it. I could, but I can't. Even with the stuns and the moments of opportunity after you stun a telegraphed attack, it's just it all comes into play, and it all makes the Wildstar play experience unique and exciting, even for simple stuff like this. Okay, we're almost done. We're at the last bit of the dailies, and then I will show you why you want to do these things, why you want to run through these things and just knock them out a couple times, cap those elder points. Alright, here we go. This is the last enemy for the daily zone, Northern Waste, and I'm gonna waste him. I'm gonna put up my fucking eradication suit and I'm gonna blow him the boom. Okay, so when I started these, I had 0 elder points for the week. Right now I'm at 1,000,000 elder points for the week. I haven't turned in a single quest. I'm gonna turn them all in now. Boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna take the boom, boom. I'm gonna take boom, 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 boom. Take die. There we go. Almost. There we go. Okay, so after completing all of the Northern Waste dailies, 3,000,000 experience. That is a big boost to your experience. I should have drank an EXP flask. But whatever, I had a gold flask up, so I got extra gold, whatever. But yeah, you get 3,000,000 experience for completing your dailies. You need 18.7 million to cap your elder points for the week. Yeah, just do those a couple times and you're good to go, bruv. But yeah, so what the hell? I guess we're done. Huh. That was nice, wasn't it? I feel good about that. I feel good. I hope you feel good too. Anyway, this has been iBluairJgR Gaming for Comedy. And this has also been Uncut Wildstar. I messed that up, but I'm not going to do it again.